Matthew, thank you so much for your time today. I know you have a busy schedule, so let's get right to it.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. Thank you for having me.
we're here to talk about ABC Queens, in which you are the vocal producer. Tell us a little bit about the show first. I saw the first episode. It's very exciting, very fun.
Yeah, man. Queens is a show basically about a a '90s R&B pop group that had big stardom into fame, and those four girls are became women, adults, and end up living their own lives, trying to do their thing. And a young artist, a younger rapper artist, brings out their samples their music, and they come back out, and now their fame is back, and them adjusting to second chances. I mean, it's a film. I mean, it's a film. It's a series about second chances. Each girl had their own thing as far as lives and kids, and just dealing with their own personal thing, and never really got their initial first chance to do what they want to do, and now it's a second chance after the stardom of their first hit. It's a
It
really,
was
really,
it
really
was
cool
it was
story.
fun because I grew up listening to some of these artists, and then correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when we initially see the music video that they're kind of going off of, it's 1999
Yeah,
when they're performing. I was really curious. I was like, what was I listening to 1999? And I mean, it was like Destiny's Child came up, Dr. Dre, Eminem, The Roots, Nas, and I was like, oh my God, that was all such great music. And then I was like,
yeah.
oh my God, that was like 20 something years ago. Oh, I was like, oh shoot.
Yes, yes, bro. I graduated high school in 2000. So my 20th reunion was last year, and I just I'm old. Like I'm just like I cannot believe 1999 is considered a throwback.
I know, right?
and, and so I'm watching the series, and we're in the meetings and everything, and it's like, yeah, we're in 1999. I was like, that was like 10 years ago, right? It's like, no, it's 22 years ago. And I was like, oh wow. So so yeah, 1999 is to consider a throwback. So it's kind of surreal to have that, to be old now, I guess.
Tell us a little bit about your role as a vocal producer for the show.
Cool. So with Queens, our music producer, executive music producer is Swiss Beats, and him and his team, he has a dynamic team of songwriters and producers. One of them is Sean C, who is actually the producer making a lot of the music for the show. Um, so here I'm in Atlanta, and I usually and the show is being shot here in Atlanta. So they needed someone. The production needs someone in Atlanta that's music familiar, familiar with music and film and television, and to record the girls and make sure that it sounds good, make sure everything is great. Due to COVID, flying everybody around and having everybody in one spot could be a problem. I've done music production, vocal production on several other shows here in Atlanta, and so it was literally, hey, are you available to vocal produce? You have the girls come to you, and we'll have the songs ready. And my job literally is to make sure they sound good, make sure they get their flow right, make sure that it's in sync with what they need to do. And Sean C, myself, and Swiss all kind of have our conversation creatively, make sure it sounds great. And that's really what it is. We have this show has a lot of music and a lot of songs in it. And so my job is to make sure the music production that's on that end vocally comes out the right way.
So what has been your experience on working with Brandy, with Eve, Naturi, and Nadine?
It's amazing, amazing. Well, like we talked earlier, I grew up listening to Brandy. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was, Brandy and Eve was, what we listened to, and so just to be in a room with them, and and I didn't get starstruck because it's the industry we work in, but for Brandy to take my notes and like, hey, give me your ideas, I'm like, wow, you're taking my ideas. Was amazing. Eve is great. I mean, Eve's Eve. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if she walks in and she raps, I'm like, that sounds good, and she leaves. Yeah, I mean, it's classic sound, classic Eve. Naturi and Nadine are awesome. They are dynamic actresses. They study the craft. Naturi did a lot of stuff. She did Little Kim for Bad Boy. So she had the natural rap style. Nadine, same thing. We had to kind of coach her a little bit, but each song she gets better and better. And to me, she's like one of my favorites on the show as far as her rapping ability. Brandy, hands down, genius. I just kind of put my hands up. But the beautiful thing about all of them that they take my advice, they take my notes, and listen, which I really truly appreciate because on the level they are and what we're doing, they can be, they can say, I'm doing what I want to do, but they really want the music to sound good. They want the music to sound great. So they're taking all the advice, all the notes, and it sounds great. You can hear it in the music every day.
That's good that they're easy to work with. Sometimes you hear that, some stars are
Oh,
not.
they are sweethearts, all four of them. I mean, I have no complaints. I mean, they come in, they're eager to work. They know the songs, and it's fun. Like, I mean, we'll sit and talk for an hour before the session. Like, they have to be. I mean, their schedules are so tight, so I have to stop talking. So we'll have a conversation about God or a conversation about music, about kids, about family. All of a sudden, like, oh, we got to record this song, and then and then we'll record the song. But they're great. All of them, all four of them are very sweet to work with, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it.
Awesome. Tell me what we can expect from the music itself. What are you excited for people to hear?
Wow. So we hear a lot. We hear Brandy singing some more, which is amazing. Naturi is rapping and singing, and Nadine is involving. The music just gets better. The cool thing about this show is that it just has this throwback. What Swiss is doing, they're just giving it just this nostalgia vibe. So we're gonna hear a lot of bit more nostalgic music from this, and just kind of get in depth with the songs and the production is and the storyline is so good that works around it. There's some really good lyrics that are being written for them. Might be a few original songs in there as well that we've never heard before, as far as like from Brandy and Nadine, not the Brandy and Eve. But we'll just keep working, man. It's evolving. Is going to continue to go. It's a lot of music, so stay tuned. I mean, there's going to be songs after songs after song, which I love because this show is using music to help tell the story, and using song to help tell the story, and in a very very cool, unique way. So a lot of cool music coming.
And when I was watching, it felt like a love letter really to my youth and when I was growing up, and to almost kind of remind you of some of those good old days with that music and some of the things I was getting into with friends and things like that. And so yeah, it's really such a feel good show.
Yeah. It's a The show is amazing. I've been on this show for about we started back in, I want to say, February, March. And so when we started the pilot, I read the script and I looked at it, I was like, wow, this I mean, it's just so much going on. It's a lot of twists and turns, I can say that. But each episode gets better. I mean, the first episode was amazing, and just continue to watch it. It's gonna be around for a while. I can tell you that. I love
Good.
the energy. It's gonna be good. It's a good show for sure.
Good. I'm glad to hear that it'll be around for a while. We need more shows like that.
Yes, yes, yes,
I
yes, yes.
want to ask you about your process a little bit, because you've worked on such a wide variety of projects, from TV shows and even, I believe, stage plays, if I'm not mistaken, and
Yeah, yeah.
things of that nature. What is your process when you approach a project to find its sound?
Wow. So yeah, I mean, my jobs are range. I'm a composer on one show, I'm a music producer on another show, vocal producer on another show, music director on a Broadway show, or not Broadway, but a stage play. Um, my process,
No way.
and the first thing I love to do is read the scripts and read what I'm getting into, to kind of get into the process of just understanding the characters. Even like for Queens, I want to read the script and find their sounds. We definitely have a Brandy and a Eve and a Terry. They already have an established sound, even the two, like I said, from doing Lil Kim. But I wanted to kind of take their vocals differently. Brandy, because her process was like, yo, I want to be a little bit darker. I want to be deeper. I don't want people to look at me as I want to separate from the character, from the artist of Brandy. I want to be my character. And same with Eve. And so we tried our best to kind of dive into just different styles. I give them, different analogies of what I feel like who they are, what they are. And we go from there. And each project does that. When I'm composing a score, I'll sit back and, I'll read the script and I'll just kind of put myself in the line of what does this sound like? What the tone sound like? I take notes. I send them off to our producers and directors and say, hey, what do y'all think? And, I get their feedback and kind of build from there. But each project is different. But I always walk into the mentality of this is a fun thing to do. Don't let it stress you out. Don't let it get to you. But um, it's one of those things where each project has its different process for sure.
Yeah, and the thing is, the level of talent that you must have is amazing, just because you can take on so many hats within the music industry. So
I got a little bit. I credit God and the universe of just opening doors for me and trusting my gift a little bit. I get worried. I can say that things kind of get a little, okay, can I do this? And sometimes the intimidation comes in a little bit, but like I said, I always relay it back to why I'm doing this and what I'm doing it for, and that's really all that matters at the time. Once I realized that this is not heart surgery, we're just making music, then it comes a little bit easier for sure.
I guess it helps if you're doing what you love, right?
Right. That's all I'm at, doing what you love, and it's cool. It's cool.
Have you learned anything on set while working with these ladies?
Wow. Yes. All four of them that I truly appreciate, they are humble. Um, Brandy walks in the room and I'm like, you're Brandy, like you're Brandy. Eve walks in the room, I'm like, you're Eve. Naturi walks in the room like you was on the biggest show, with Ghost, Power. I said Ghost with Power. You was on the biggest star, one of the stars' biggest shows, and Nadine walks in the room and with a very familiar face and with her essence and her beauty. It's like, wow, you guys are on a level to me, and they're just so humble. And they're so grateful to be there and be able to tell this story. To have four minority women on TV leading the role on a major network show, ABC network show, and to be singing and dancing and actually telling a great story, is so well worth it, and it's so humbling to me how they just come in with this attitude of gratefulness and thankfulness. Every time there's a thank you when they leave the sessions, thank you so much. There's gratitude, and I truly am learning that. I've been around a lot of people, and you don't get that a lot sometimes from actresses and singers and songwriters on their caliber, and for them to walk in with the attitude of, hey, I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for adjusting your schedule. Our schedules are so wild and crazy. I mean, and for them to, there's sometimes I'm in another studio, I'm in another session, I get a phone call, hey, we got to record Brandy in an hour. I'm like, what? So it's a lot of twists and turns and ups and downs, but the beautiful thing about it, just to be a part of a show that shows so much gratitude towards everyone, towards each other, it's really, really cool, and I truly, truly appreciate that. A simple thank yous and your welcomes go a long way in this industry.
Nice. That's good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
It's interesting you were talking about it, and I just wanted to comment on the show. I'm thinking about it. I haven't really seen a show like this. We saw some, with what they tried with Empire, and there's a lot of music and stuff, and the high drama. But I think that because of the level that they were at in their careers, you couldn't relate as easily as you can with some of the issues that these ladies are going through.
Yeah.
And trying to kind of recapture that magic, which sometimes when we start getting in, the later years, after our prime 20s or whatever, maybe we want to recapture some of that young magic, right?
Right. Yeah, this show, the one thing I love about it is second chances. I'm 39 years old, so my career has been, I've been working in music and film and television for like about 15 years now, and so I've been grinding this forever. So for me to have a pause in the middle of it and then be able to do it again would be kind of wild to me. And so to see this show empower women and empower, minority women, that there is a second chance for you. Like I said, we have mothers in this show. You have Naturi's character, as far as her coming out as a lesbian, like all this stuff is just giving yourself a second chance to live your life and follow your dreams and give your gifts and receive all the accolades that you're supposed to receive is amazing. And I love how this show, Zaire McGee is our showrunner and creator, how he pinned that to script, that we're not going to belittle the second chance story. This is a real second chance story. And I just appreciate that. We don't see that a lot on TV. And the fact that they're using, Swiss is using the music to tell that story. And you can hear it in the lyrics, you can hear it in the deliveries that these girls are getting a second chance. And I'm just happy to be a part of it, to be honest with you. So you don't see that a lot, other shows like Empire, they're just drama filled and boom. But this is like, nah, like it's a lesson to be learned. And hopefully when we're watching it, it inspires you that you have a second chance as well,
Yeah, there's a lot of humanity behind it. And then I know that one of the big, it doesn't matter. You got 3, 4, 5 kids, you can still do something with your life. Doesn't mean that that's all you do,
Yes.
You just let go.
I just believe that, we've been taught that, go to school, go to college, go to universities, get a job, and go have children, buy the house, and sit down. No, it's not like that. My wife, has been, working in corporate America and for years, and she wanted to be a personal trainer. And so she decided one day and woke up and decided, I'm gonna be a personal trainer. She's the mother of 2 kids, and and she decided to leave her job and be a personal trainer. And that's what she does. And I watch her chase her dream and get up every morning at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to do personal training as well, get me up and take care of me as her husband and look after the kids and all that kind of thing. So it's like there is second chances. And me as a husband, it's my job to protect her and honor her and give her the opportunity to do all those things.
Yeah.
And so that's the beautiful thing about, this series, that, you see a lot of pushback throughout. You'll see it. But it's the fact that they're not going to be stopped to regain their flowers and get their accolades back, because that's really what it is. Like, when we all pass away, everybody says, oh my God, they was a great person. We should get all that information right now while we're here, while we're alive. Tell me I'm a great person while I'm alive. Give me my flowers while I'm alive. And I think this show will definitely pinpoint that.
Absolutely. Matt, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for working with me today. I know my internet was not as cooperative as we would really want it.
It's all good, brother. Believe me, I have crazy internet too. Mine is good today. I'm in Atlanta, so things happen.
Hope to hear from you again sometime soon on another project, maybe even on another season of Queens. So
yes, sir. Definitely. Thank you so much for having me, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, take care. It's been a great conversation. Bye.
All right.